Hey guys, welcome back, and today we're gonna review the Range Rover Discovery Sport HSE. So this is the second top variant, powered by a 177 horsepower diesel engine. This is a 4-cylinder, and this max out at about 4000 rpm with 480 newton meters of torque. Now this vehicle is from 2018. Now we'll just close the engine bay. So this vehicle also has keyless go as well as keyless entry. So right now we're just gonna lock it. Now the vehicle is locked, and to open it, just have the key in your pocket and press right here, or I just lock it again. Press your hand under here. Now the vehicle unlocks. So these are the interiors of the vehicle, and the coolest thing about a Range Rover from this time was the pop-up gear selector. So when you start the vehicle, the gear selector pops up from its position, and we'll just come back to the interior after we are done with the boot. And there is also a Meridian sound system that came with this variant. Now there was no automated tailgate in this variant, so you'll have to manually open it. So this is the boot of the vehicle with the third row seats up. This also has a cargo cover right here, which goes into place in the slots given right here. Now with the third row seats up, there is not a lot of boot space. So when you want to make them go down, just pull this right here and push, and the third row goes away. So they do go completely flat, as is seen right here. So now we can access the area right here. This has your tool kit and the warning triangle right here. Now there are independent seat belts for the third row passengers, and if you want to further fold down the second row seats, so you can do that also with the flaps right here. And there are also AC vents for the third row passengers right here, and there is also a 5-volt charging socket right here for the third row passengers, as well as a 12-volt socket, and there is also a fan speed controller given right here. So now we'll just hop into the back seat and check it out. Land Rover badging right here, and there are windows for the third row passengers too, so they do not feel claustrophobic. And one more thing, the request sensors for the keyless entry are on all 4 door handles. Now this is the back seat of the Range Rover Discovery Sport, and straight up the first thing you will notice is the huge panoramic sunroof right here. Now this sunroof is really huge. It goes all the way back and gives the cabin a very airy feel. And there are seat pockets right here, and the door pockets are nice and large, so you can keep your bottles. And here is the speaker for the Meridian sound system, and here is the tweeter, and the window controls are right here. Now these are obviously one touch windows, and the front seat belt is not adjustable for height, which is kind of a bummer in a car of this price point. Now the front headrests are also adjustable with this button right here. Now there are no AC vents on the center console. They are on the side, on the B pillar right here, and there are no AC controls on the for the back passengers. Now the seats are good and comfortable. Now I have no problem with leg room and knee room also, but I think the seats do lack in under thigh support, which I do not think is that big of an issue. And there is plenty of headroom above me, and there's also this armrest for the back passengers with cup holders right here and a storage space. given right here, but this is so shallow that I don't know what you'll keep in it, but nonetheless it is there. Now the doors do have a nice chrome finish right here with leather on the door handles, and I personally think these doors look really nice, and the door handles itself have a very sturdy feel to them, and I think the door is nice and weighted, so nothing in this door or in this interior feels out of space or cheap. It all has nice weight to it and feels really good on the hands. So these are the lights of the vehicle. So before hopping into the driver's seat, I wanted to show you guys the lights of the vehicle. Now these are the daytime running lamps, and this is the high beam. Now these lights also have cornering function, so when you're taking a turn they light up the path ahead. And these are the light washers. So we'll just hop into the driver's seat and check it out. Now these seats are adjustable in 12 ways with only lumbar support and no under thigh support. Discovery badging given right here. So now we'll hop into the So this is the view you'll have when you're driving the vehicle. Now the first thing that catched my eye when I entered the vehicle was this beautiful dashboard. Now this has dual stitching right here, and this is a soft touch material which feels really good on the hands, and this is also a soft touch kind of thing. So actually inside the cabin there are no hard plastics that catch your eye, and the passenger side also has a storage space right here with a USB charging socket given, and this is the glove box, and here are the terrain controls of the vehicle with I think 5 modes. This is the hill descent control, this is the traction control, this is the auto start stop, this is the eco mode. Now the coolest thing about the interior, as I first mentioned, was the gear selector right here. So suppose if I were to start the vehicle with my left foot on the brake and right hand to the start stop button, the gear selector pops up right here, and when I close the vehicle the gear selector goes off. So this looks really cool in person, and I do understand that this will prove to be a logistical nightmare when the motor fails and you're starting the vehicle but the gear selector is not coming up. But we've got to appreciate the technology that is involved right here. And this is the center screen. So in my Range Rover Sport review, the screen was really bad because it was an old screen, but right here this screen seems responsive to the touch, but there is also a little lag when I'm touching something. So if I were to go into cameras, it will take a small time to respond. So this vehicle also has front and back parking sensors, so to toggle them there's a button right here. I do not know why they're toggling right now. Let me just put the vehicle into reverse and they'll come. So right now the vehicle is in reverse, and these are the parking sensors. This says drive to activate sensors, so we'll just show it to when we're driving. Now we'll just close the vehicle, and this is the in display screen. Now the navigation on this vehicle is manual. You'll have to enter an SD card for the navigation to work, and this does not have either Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. I do not know why. So this is the instrument cluster of the vehicle with a multi-information display right here. So this information display is not customizable with any of the controls right here. I do not know why that is, but this is for the center screen right here. This is to control the volume, and this is to go through the various menus. Now for the voice command also, you need a separate SD card for it to work. I do not know why that is. Controls right here for the cruise control, and this is the wiper stop right here, and these are the light controls, and the terrain management system is right here to control them. you have to press this. So right now this means all these special programs are off. You want to change them, you just press this switch right here and they change on this MMI. So this is grass, gravel and snow, this is mud, this is sand, and the left mode, now the leftmost mode is the special program off. And this is the traction control, this is the hill descent control, HDC. So we'll just turn it off right now. HDC off. Now there is storage space right here under this center console. First there are these cigarette ashtrays. You remove them and they reveal the cup holders. You remove the cup holders and they reveal this secret storage space. There is also a cigarette lighter right here. So this ashtray can also be removed. So we'll just put it back here. And this center console also has storage right here. And unlike the Sport, this does not have a refrigerator. And if we are talking about the climate controls, so these climate controls light up when you turn on the vehicle, which in my opinion looks really nice. So we just turn the temperature a little low. So this has dual zone climate control, separate for a driver and separate for the co-passenger. And this also has an eco mode, which is for maximizing your fuel efficiency. And there is storage space right here underneath to keep your phone, and you can also keep your key right here in this small space, which looks really nice. And there are paddle shifters on this vehicle too. So to engage them, you need to first put the vehicle in Sport, and actually to put the vehicle in Sport, you first have to go to drive and then push the knob down, and then you will be in Sport. So when you want to engage the paddle shifters in sports mode, so just press either of the paddle shifters and it will show command shift selected, and then you can change the gears manually. Now I think I've gone through everything, and we'll just drive the vehicle to check it out. So now we're driving the Discovery Sport HSE, and straight up there is actually no pedal to keep your left foot on. So this actually becomes a bit of a nightmare for someone who's always used to driving manuals or vehicles with head pedals, such as me. So I actually am having some problem keeping my left foot. So right now I'm shifting manually. So this is now a sports car. 0 to 100 happens in around the later 8-second mark, but the handling seems very precise, and the steering wheel is calibrated very nicely with just the right amount of heft to it. So this actually does not get the auto hold feature. So when you're on a ride, you either have to keep pressing your foot on the brake or shift to neutral. So this does have the parking sensors on all the sides. This is kind of a 360 parking sensor thing. So you can see on the display screen, it shows the surrounding vehicles and their closeness to the vehicle. The cabin seems very airy due to the large panoramic sunroof, and big mirrors prove to not be a problem in the visibility. And also these dome lights up here are touch sensitive, so when you'll touch them, they'll turn on automatically. So that is also a really nice trick. So the speaker quality on this vehicle is really nice. Now we'll just try launching the vehicle. Now for that I'll have to turn off the traction control. So it beeps twice to let you know that the traction control is actually off. So as always, left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, shift it to the first gear. So I think there will be a lot of wheel spin since we are in manual mode. So we'll just let it There was actually no wheel spin. I do not know why this started off so dead. We'll just try launching once again, because I did not put the vehicle into sport mode and I launched the vehicle in drive mode itself. So now we'll put the vehicle into sport mode and we'll be shifting manually. So now left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. Yet again there was no wheel spin, and I actually do not know the reason why that is. I think the tires on this are really nice, because if it is the case with the tires, they actually have nice grip. There is no wheel spin, or the power delivery or the power band of the vehicle is so narrow that I'm not able to reach the optimal RPM of the vehicle so that I can actually launch with a wheel spin. Rather the case, I said it before, so this is no sports car category, so launching this is not the best decision of your life. Now the area in which it shines is the off-road, because there are individual modes for it. Unfortunately, I won't be able to test it off the road, but as we've heard, the Discovery is a very capable car off the road. So the Range Rover Discovery Sport is a really nice car to drive and feels confident on the hands. Now we'll just end the review here. So do let me know in the comment section